Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting round of Grand Trainer Showdown. This month is our Mastery Month, a month where we don't measure how much you know, but how effectively you help others learn. So today's challenge is the Facilitation Challenge. We have Pranay Jain over here, who has just 5 to 7 minutes to create an engaging learning experience. For you out there, please remember facilitation isn't about speaking continuously, it's about creating participation, encouraging thinking, and making learning memorable. So, joining us today is our esteemed judge, Ms. Megha Pawar, who will observe every presentation from a facilitator's perspective. After each presentation, the judge will ask one reflective question, followed by positive and constructive observations from fellow trainers. So let's support one another, learn from one another, and continue raising the standard of professional training. So let's begin. Over to you, Pranay.
So thank you, Radhika, and warm good evening to each and everyone here on the panel. So for the today's session, before I begin, I would like to ask all of you a simple question, and any one of you can unmute and answer. Yeah, so or rather than answering, I would ask every one of you to raise your hand if you have ever received feedback from any one of you, like from either your manager or your superior or your teacher or anyone that stayed in your mind for days and months together. Great, great. I see every one of you raising the hands. Now, let me again ask another question. So, as you received that feedback, was it because, like, as it stayed back with you in your mind, was it because it was useful to you, or did it hurt you in a negative way?
It hurt me in a negative way.
Great. Thank you, Mega. Thanks for also being honest. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, for me also, it was not a good feedback. It
Okay.
it broke me up.
Great, great, great.
Yeah, for me it was both.
Both.
Sometimes constructive, which helped me to grow. Like last year's experience, which if I calculate, so the feedback has helped me to grow.
Great, great, great. Yeah. So thank you for all your responses. And I also believe the same, that each one of us have experienced both as well. Maybe sometimes it can be negative, sometimes few words can motivate us to become better, and other times it can be, like we might feel wrong or we might feel hurt. So like that actually tell us something important, because feedback is never about telling the other person or maybe the team about what went well, what can be improved, but it is all about human connection. And that's where it matters. Because what I see and understand is, in every workplace, feedback influences performances, relationships, and it also helps build trust and confidence. Like if I want to keep it in a very simple way, projects improve because of feedback. Teams improve because of feedback. People improve because of feedback. But if we really observe, many of us hesitate to give feedback, and not only that, even they struggle to receive the feedback, because as we just saw, that few feedbacks hurt us, right? Okay, for any of for like it can be for any reason, but when it hurt us, we sometimes struggle to take it. So this is not because actually the feedback is difficult. but because there are multiple reasons involved in it and various emotions involved in it. So what happens in that context? So when these keeps repeating, conversations are avoided and growth slows down. So as I observed this, today's session is not learning about how to just give or take feedback, but it is also about learning how to help people grow through the feedback. And in this session, I would like to give you the simple principle which will help each one of us to give feedback and take feedback. So before I go forward, I would like to ask each one of you that for the next 15 minutes, I would like you to participate in this, not as employees or not as professionals, but as human beings. Because here I would believe that each one of us have given and taken feedback, also sometimes perhaps misunderstood as well, right? So let me jump into an activity. So here I would like to read or give two feedback statements from a scenario which happened in an office, in general office, right? And let's say like you are the one who is receiving that. So there are two managers, manager A and manager B, right? So now you have submitted a report. You are asked to submit a report by end of the day, and you have submitted the report, and it contained different mistakes, like several mistakes, several errors. You submitted to manager A, and manager A directly said, after reviewing it, that this report is careless. You really need to improve. The one single statement. And then you submitted to manager B. Manager B also reviewed it. He took time, or I would say she took time, and then gave you the feedback. Like let's say, Dinesh, I appreciate the effort you have put in. I also see that there are few errors. We need to correct them, and there are few areas that we need to improve. Let's review it together so that the next report will be even stronger. So now I want you to type in the chat box which manager's response is more effective and helpful. Or you can unmute and also give your response as well.
The second one?
The second one, correct. So everyone, I think, would agree. Yeah, Dinesh also have texted. It's B, right? So this is very simple example, but something interesting comes out from here. That both the managers wanted the same outcome. They also pointed out the mistakes, which is again the same thing. But the first one judged the person, and the second one supported the person's growth. So this small shift changes everything. So now I would like to bring in one small principle, because today's session is all about helping others grow with feedback. And I have given this principle the same word, grow principle. So the first one in grow, the first letter G stands for give observations. So as we saw in the second response, where the manager have said, I noticed that there are some errors, right, in the report. So that is the observation. So whenever you want to give the feedback, describe what you noticed, not who the person is. Because just if you say you are just careless, it doesn't mean anything, right? Then comes R. R stands for recognize effort. So one thing as leaders or as professionals, we all need to understand that people become more open when they are respected. So the manager B, what he have done, he said, I respect your effort, but I see there are few errors. So first he acknowledged that effort, right? Then O. O stands for offer suggestions. So how do we normally give the suggestions? Like, you know, okay, you need to improve on this, or maybe this can be done better in the next time when you focus on your mistakes. So like there, like, there are different methods, right? So instead of only identifying the problem, offer one practical way to solve that problem. Because always understand, feedback without direction often creates frustration, right? And W stands for walk together. So manager B have said, let's work together to fix it. So you need to support that improvement. You need to walk together with the employee or with your peer or whoever it is, right? So now I hope you understood the grow principle. Like, so having understood that, I would involve now each one of you, or any one of you who is interested, very simple feedback, and I want you, how would you apply grow for that feedback? So you are a manager and one of your teammate have come late, and he is repeating that behavior consistently or maybe regularly, like once in 2 days or once in 3 days, that employee is coming late to office or late to workplace. So now I am telling that to that person, you are always late. So using grow principle, how would you give a proper feedback? Yes, Mita.
Yeah, for me, if one of the employee comes late, so in
Yep.
that first, I'll have a 1:1 talk. I'll understand the reason behind it, what
Right.
the reason is, and I'll just let the person know कि if you'll be
Correct.
on time, it will be easy for the system, or it will be very helpful for the company to work, isn't it?
Correct.
So rules are made
Right.
for everyone to follow. In that way, if you'll follow the rule, the system will not need it to be very strict with you. So better you take care
Right.
and follow the rule and come early to the office. That will be
Correct.
my feedback.
Yeah. Thank you, Smita. Thank you so much. I would welcome another response. Yeah, yeah, Mega, please.
Yes. If I have to name that person, again, I will use Dinesh.
Yes,
That
yes.
person. So I may say something like this: Dinesh, I know you're the person who always give importance to your work first. Um, you are an asset for our company, but yes, you have to give think about means you have to give importance to time also. There are some things which need to work on also. So the as we have as observed, as whatever has been observed, you come late, so that somewhere affects your growth only. Because of that, it is affecting your work only. So as we want that your growth, your work should not get affected, so we want that you be on time to the office, so it will be somewhere, or it will support you only in your work, something like this.
Correct,
As
correct.
just I tried to make it.
Yeah, so thank you, Mega. And in fact, I would see that you actually have implemented the grow principle, because in the first place, you actually brought or let Dinesh know what he is for the company or for the team, right? And also you acknowledge his work performance as well. And then you brought up this point, like he's been late to office. So fantastic. So thank you for your response, Mega and Smita. So exactly, this is how we need to give feedback, because that's when the receiving person also acknowledges it and reciprocates it to the same impact or to the same level that we are giving it. So I would say that when feedback follows grow principle, people become less defensive and more willing to improve, right? So yeah, Dinesh, please, please.
Yeah, so Pranay, I've come across these kind of situations a lot many times, but
Great.
yeah, this grow principle is somewhat where we have to like apply that. And my first question would not be asking or what the problem is. So the first thing is just acknowledging him, like
Correct.
okay, just a simple greet, and then hey, how are you? Are you feeling fine? Everything all at workplace and everything is fine, or something is
Correct.
troubling you? If
Correct.
it is, just let me know what is the best time so that we can just have a chat together. Maybe a coffee break or something. Will it work?
Right.
And that is how I actually start my conversation on any of the feedback, irrespective if it is a scheduled one-on-one session where people know that okay, this is on my email, which is there in the corporate sector. After that, it is the same thing that you have told that I've been noticing that. You're coming late for some days regularly and it's becoming a pattern. However, if I just check the facts, it was not the same earlier. And then it will impact your ratings, the annual ratings. So if you can please let me know about it, so okay, we can work together on that. If you have any personal problems, do let me know so that I can help you out. So I'll just take it that way.
Yeah, fantastic, Dinesh. Thank you so much. So again, as I see, like Dinesh first taking it little in an informal way because inviting the team member for a coffee break or maybe out of workplace, and then acknowledging like how is he doing or she doing, and then gradually taking it to the real issue. So maybe that's where we all need to understand, like because feedback is not always at one-on-ones that happens, like because it would become more professional. Sometimes we need to think in a different way, go out of the box, and then understand the problem, and then give our feedback in a very subtle and professional way, I would say. So yes, so thank you, Dinesh, again. So having involved and understanding what feedback is, I would like to pose two reflection questions here before you all. So what did today's activity teach you about feedback?
Can you repeat your question once
Yeah.
again?
So what did the activity that we got involved in just few minutes ago, what did that activity teach you about feedback?
How to give
Yeah.
constructive feedbacks and how could we get the work done by our employees in a productive manner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like the feedback in general, I would say, like how do you give feedback or how do you take feedback, or what does feedback does to the employee or the team?
Without harming the emotions of your employee, you can get the work done.
Correct, correct. Yes, Mita. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, Dinesh.
Yeah, so I feel feedback is something which actually depends on whether it is a performance skill or a will issue. First thing we have to decipher that, and based on that, as Smita told already, that you have to just keep aside emotions also on one thing, on one parameter. So that is one thing. But if you really want that productivity or the performance or the issue to be resolved, you have to be very empathetic towards giving that feedback in a way that it sounds very natural. It's not a blame game. It is
Right.
something which is a constructive feedback. Again, I would repeat my words again. Feed forward. So it is not
Yes,
a feedback.
straightforward. Yeah.
So it is a proactive approach of just telling a person that whatever has happened happened. Now please make it, or if you need help. So that is what I would suggest. Feedback should be given in a manner that there should be a change which can be measured, right?
Correct. Right. Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mega, please.
I'm little bit confused whether you are asking that how we are going to take the feedbacks now onwards or how we will be giving the feedbacks.
It would actually be both because the session itself is actually about both receiving and giving feedback.
So if I have to think from now different perspective, so now if my senior gives me the feedback, so instead of taking it as something like a blame game or something like that, I will try to take it as a constructive feedback. I will try to take something which will help me to work on me and which may give something constructive to be done for improving in something in me.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Mega. Thank you so much. Totally understandable. So that's where we are. And I hope, based on your responses, I see that, the context and the objective is properly delivered to you, and I understand it very well. So today, this evening, I would like to leave you all with one final thought, that we often remember feedback for years, or maybe at least for months, not because what was said, but because of how it made us feel. Feedback should never leave a person feeling smaller, but in fact, leave them feeling clearer. So always remember, people rarely grow because they are criticized, but people grow because they understand what to improve and believe that they can improve it. So, my final takeaway for the session is that feedback is not just about finding faults, about correcting others, or about telling what can go well or what went well, but it is about building futures by helping them grow. And as professionals, our responsibility is not simply to correct performance, but it's to preserve dignity while encouraging growth. Because feedback given with respect leads to improvement, and feedback given with empathy leads to transformation. That's the final takeaway from my end. And thank you everyone for all your responses and energetic participation. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It was indeed a wonderful learning experience for all of us, Pranay. So, Pranay brought a different style, different energy, and different techniques. A different technique, I should say. So, that's the beauty of facilitation. There is never just one right way. A sincere thank you to our judge, Ms. Megha, for sharing thoughtful questions and valuable insights. Before we close and go to the next participant or start our next session, uh, Megha, we would like you to, what do you call, you know, pose your question to Pranay.
Okay. Pranay, right now you have completed your facilitation, but now you are relaxed and everything. So how are you feeling now?
Yeah, pretty
Once you
much.
have given your facilitation, how are you feeling? Relaxed?
Yeah, relaxed and little free.
Okay. So now my question is, if you could give the same facilitation session again,
Mm-hmm.
what is one thing you would like to change?
Mm, one thing that I would like to change is, like, maybe I would ask for offline rather than online. That is one. I'm like, I would ask for a whole setup change. But
Mm-hmm.
again, if it is just online, then maybe I would add few more real time examples to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Pranay.
Thank you, Megha.
Okay, fantastic. So, Smita, over to you. We would really love to hear your feedback.
Sure. Pranay, the way that you told us, you really brushed up our way of giving feedbacks. And at the same time, gave us an idea to look at the feedbacks in a different manner. Without hurting others, yes, we can give the feedbacks. And thank you for the innovative and activity based feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Smita. Thank you so much.
Yes, Dinesh, we would love to hear from you too.
So thank you, Pranay, for a wonderful session on feedback and the Grow framework. It was nice, and I think it will help and give us more clarity on how to give feedback. And I think this time it was like
Yeah,
it was great to follow that group.
definitely, Dinesh. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Dinesh. Thank you, Smita, for offering encouraging peer feedback. Appreciating others is also a mark of a great facilitator. Let's continue experimenting, refining, and growing because mastery is built one session at a time. See you in the next round of the Grand Trainer Showdown. It's a goodbye from Radhika. I'll see you next.